Hey there, what's going on? It's Mr. Jim. I'm gonna read from my book, Making Musical Melodies. It's all about different musical instruments from A to Z. This is called a hung drum, which is not in the book. It's like a meditative steel drum. Making Music Melodies by Jim Gaven. Mr. Jim, that's me. Amy asks about accordions. Look at that, that's an accordion. I don't have one of those. Billy bangs big bongos. That's like a fun percussion instrument that's like, but it sounds more like this. Really cool, right? Banging the big bongos. Cindy claps crash cymbals. You see that? The cymbals down here? That's like the sort of sound. Danny discovers drums. Drums are my favorite instrument to play, where you get some sticks and you're like, all right, our next one. Erica enjoys 11 egg shakers. Look at her, she's juggling them. Let's see if I got mine right here. Whoa, I can juggle egg shakers. Do you want to see? Might be hard with this in front of me. I gotta put this to the side. 11 egg shakers. I only have 3 here, but 11 egg shakers. Look at that. Whoa, there's 3. Juggling, very cool. All right, our next part of the book. Freddie finds flutes. Look, here's a flute. And a flute is one you would blow into, and it would be like, but it makes more like a, and you move your fingers like this as a flute, right? You could do an imaginary flute, which is really cool. Gina grabs a guitar. Look, she's got a guitar, and I got my guitar right here. How cool is that? All right. Harriet howls her harmonica. Very nice. Ian imagines epus. An epu is like a percussion instrument, kind of like a maraca. It's a little bit like this. All right. Jesse jolts jingle bells. Where's the jingle bells? Right here. Jingle bells, but no, it might be Christmas. It might not be where you are, but here's our jingle bells, right? And Kenny kickstarts keyboards. I don't have my keyboard in front of me, but you would have this, and you would play it with your hands, and it would sound like doo 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 doo. Like that. Lauren likes lutes. A lute is kind of like a ukulele, which is kind of like a baby guitar. Molly makes mandolins. The same thing. It's not that far away from a lute. They're both string instruments. They're both kind of like baby guitars. Nolan notices nagers. Nagers are almost like little bongos or congos. It would sound like this. Olivia oohs on oboes. An oboe is a woodwind instrument where you blow into as well. It kind of sounds like a flute, but it's got a deeper sound to it. So instead of, it would be like a lot of low notes. Peter practices piano. Look at him, he's playing behind the piano. And again, piano, use your hands like this to play. Quincy quells quenas. A quena is almost like a recorder, which is kind of like a flute and an oboe, but a recorder has sort of the same, not the same, but a little bit of a different sound than a flute would have. It's maybe a little bit of a deeper sound, but not as deep as an oboe. All right, Ricky records rain sticks. Rain sticks are really cool. It's like you would take a really long stick, and it sort of sounds like this, where you kind of, and when you drop it, it sort of sounds like something shaking, everything inside is shaking, and then you do the reverse, and it sounds like that as it goes up, and then you do it down, and it sounds like that, and then you do it up, and it sounds like that, right? That's what a rain stick is. Steven sings soprano. Oh, let me hear you sing. All right. Tina tunes the trumpet. The trumpet is like, sort of sounds like that. Very cool. We're almost there. Yuri uses a ukulele. And a ukulele is like kind of like what we talked about earlier, a lute or a mandolin. It kind of looks like a baby guitar. A ukulele is from Hawaii. Violet values violins. Violins are really cool. And you hold it kind of against your neck and you play with a bow. And you move your hands like this and your fingers like this. It sounds really, really nice. It's like, very, very cool. Walter whistles with Winona. Xena x-rays xylophones. Why would you ever x-ray a xylophone? I don't know, but it's silly. You might use this on a xylophone. And go around. This kind of gives that simulation a little bit of like a xylophone. It's really cool. Yuri yells, yes! A Yamaha, yes, a Yamaha, which is a product that makes different instruments as well. And Zane zips a zither. A zither is kind of like a guitar, but a little bit of a different sound than a guitar would be. Very cool, and that's it. Making Musical Melodies by Jim Gaven. Mr. Jim, me. I hope you had fun with all of our instruments. Our egg shakers, our jingle bells. We got a tambourine here that wasn't in the video. There's so many different instruments. A hung drum, my guitar. We have a kazoo. We have a harmonica. All different instruments that we can use to make music. Best thing you could use is your body and your voice as well. If you don't have one of these physical instruments, that's totally fine. You could use your body, yourself, clapping, stomping, whistling, making a trumpet. So many different things you could do with your voice. Peace and love. Bye-bye.